Trusting your spirit guide, a divine message, child of light, who walks the path of faith and wisdom. Listen to the voice that guides you in silence and in signs. Many times you have asked, and I have answered. Many times you have doubted, and I have shown you the way. You are under my protection, and your faith is the key that opens the gates of divine guidance. You have never been alone. From the moment your soul awakened in this life, I have been by your side, watching, guiding, whispering through the wind, through the patterns of the stars, through the moments when your heart just knew something without explanation. But to walk this path with clarity, you must first learn how to trust my guidance. You must learn to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart, your intuition, your deepest knowing. Let me show you how. Lesson 1. Recognizing my presence in your life. You may wonder, how do I know when my spirit guide is near? How do I recognize the signs? I have always spoken to you. I have reached out in ways you may not have even noticed. But are you paying attention? Think about these moments. A sudden, unexplained feeling of warmth or comfort, just when you needed it the most. A thought or idea that appears in your mind, bringing clarity to a problem you've been struggling with. Seeing repeating numbers, 111, 222, 333, at key moments, as if the universe is nudging you. A stranger saying the exact words you needed to hear. Words that feel like they were meant just for you. A dream so vivid and symbolic that you wake up knowing it had a deeper meaning. A strong gut feeling telling you to move forward, or warning you to step back. These are not coincidences. These are my whispers, my guidance, my way of reminding you that I am here. Example: have you ever been thinking about someone, and just as you pick up your phone to text them, they call you first? Or have you ever been at a crossroads, unsure of what to do, when suddenly a song on the radio speaks directly to your heart? These are signs. These are me reaching out to you. But to receive these messages clearly, you must learn to trust them. Lesson 2. Overcoming doubt and strengthening your connection. Doubt is the greatest barrier between us. It is what keeps you from hearing me clearly. It is what makes you question whether what you feel is real. You may think, is this just my imagination? Am I making this up? But what if I told you that your intuition and I are connected? I do not communicate in loud, obvious ways. I do not shout. I do not demand. Instead, I nudge you. I send gentle waves of knowing. I let synchronicities unfold, guiding you softly. To strengthen your trust in me, practice these steps. Trust your first instinct. Your initial feeling is usually the right one. When you second guess, you allow fear to take over. Keep a spirit guide journal. Write down any signs, dreams, or intuitive moments you experience. Over time, you will notice patterns. Create quiet space in your day. The more silence you invite into your life, the easier it will be to hear me. Ask me for confirmation. If you are unsure whether a message is truly from me, ask for a clear, unmistakable sign, and trust that it will come. Example: have you ever had a moment where you felt uneasy about something? Maybe a person, a situation, or a decision. That little voice inside you saying, something isn't right, be careful. That is me, protecting you. And if you listen, if you trust, you will see that I am always leading you toward the best path. But if you dismiss these feelings, if you ignore the signs, you block the guidance that is meant for you. Lesson 3. How to receive guidance without fear. One of the greatest obstacles to trusting me is fear. fear of misinterpreting messages, fear of making the wrong decision, fear of surrendering control. But I do not bring fear, I bring peace. I do not pressure you, I do not confuse you. My guidance will never feel rushed, anxious, or overwhelming. How to know if a message is truly from me? It feels calm and clear, never chaotic or forceful. It aligns with your highest good. It does not harm you or others. It encourages rather than pressures. You always have free will. It brings a deep sense of knowing, even if it doesn't make logical sense at first. If you ever feel pressured, confused, or fearful, stop. That is not my voice. That is the voice of fear, doubt, or external influences. True divine guidance brings peace, not panic. Final lesson: letting go and trusting. Completely trusting me is like learning to float in water. If you resist, if you struggle, if you overthink, you sink. But if you release, if you surrender, if you allow yourself to be supported, you float effortlessly. I am holding you. You do not have to do this alone. Trust does not mean you will always know the future. Trust does not mean you will never feel uncertain. Trust means you know that no matter what happens, you are guided, protected, and deeply loved. The road ahead may not always be clear, but step forward anyway. The next sign, the next message, the next whisper from me, it will come when you need it. It always does. A message from your spirit guide. You have always been guided. You have always been loved. The path is already unfolding before you. Trust it. If this message spoke to you, take a deep breath and say aloud, I trust my spirit guide. I am ready to receive. Subscribe to The Awake Generation for more divine messages, spiritual guidance, and wisdom from beyond. You are exactly where you need to be.